one, there is no roof, and two, there's a lot of power here today. Reason for this is that today I'm driving in a magnificent McLaren 720s Spider. Just insane how much the fact of not having a roof adds to the experience of driving such a beast. And my hair is literally all messy, but you know what? I love it. This is next level stuff. We have a 4-liter engine, V8, twin turbo, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. And if you think about this on paper, then you pretty much get a hypercar. That's a supercar. Don't know how that works, but this car goes from 0 to 100 in 2.8 seconds. So if you compare it to a Porsche 918 or let's say a McLaren P1, then you'll be like, there's not much difference in numbers, but then, you know, this one costs around 300,000 and then P1 and all of those other hypercars are over 1 million. So you clearly get a lot for your money. You also get an adaptive spoiler in the back that when you brake, it goes up, providing all the downforce you will ever want. And this car, guys, well, I say fast cars, but then there's this, because the power here is just, it's just insane. You can't imagine how fast you're just getting to this 100 km/h point. You're not even realizing what's going around you, and then hopefully behind this steering wheel you actually know what you're doing, because, and I'm gonna repeat it probably many times today, this car is very powerful and it's very, very quick. You even get the pop on upshift, which is incredible! 720 horsepower, 0 to 100 in 2.8 seconds, 770 Newton meters of torque, spaceship numbers, and it also drives and flies, brakes like a spaceship. When the turbos are full of air, this car just takes off to space, and yes, please take me to an F1 circuit and not this road. The seats are holding me just as they have to hold. I'm not flying around, I'm all fixed. The positioning is perfect. If you know how to drive well, then sometimes you won't even realize you're driving a rear-wheel drive car. You'll actually think it's a four-wheel drive, because when you want it to stick and you know how to make that car stick to the road, it's hard to move it. But then McLaren thought about it, and you know, they added a function of variable drift control. So if you're tired of being so sticky with the road and you want to sort of lose your rear end, then you open your little screen here and you can set it in percentages to like 42% rear wheel drive concentration. Oh. Those downshifts, the gearbox works just perfectly. It doesn't lag, nothing. Yes, it's a twin turbo and you would say, yeah, do you have some turbo lag? Not really. I don't know how they have set up this gearbox and the engine not to feel the turbo lag, because for example in the 570s, yes, you do have some turbo lag, and I'll be honest, sometimes it's a bit annoying. Well, here you get none of this. Steering has not been lost here. It's so direct and the car is so agile. There are two ways to drive this car. Either it just sticks to the road and you can't do anything, or you start playing with those fun modes and then you can start slipping the rear left and right. I would do it, you know, advice for only experienced drivers, because yes, the car is powerful and it, you know, may get a little bit dangerous. Did you hear this pop? And it's just like a drop of an energy drink or something. It just goes into you and you feel it in your blood, you feel it everywhere. Listen to this. And then you brake. Bam! Carbon ceramic brakes on, rear spoiler on, downforce on. mean, you could even daily this car in a way, because it's so adapted. And then also, you know, when you're just rolling in normal modes without, you know, comfort mode, without putting, you know, performance or track or anything, it's also pretty quiet. Because if you compare it to, for example, a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, that thing is loud, I mean, pretty much all the time, and it's really loud. Sometimes it even gets to, you know, the loudness of uncomfort zone. Here you don't have that. Like now I'm driving, yes, obviously you hear the engine, but you know, there's nothing crazy going on. And then if I downshift into first, then obviously we hear this with all the pops and bangs that come with it when you change gears, which is just unbelievable. But then, to be honest, it also takes me to a point where you could also use this car, you know, as just as a GT cruiser and drive around some beautiful locations, drive around some beautiful roads, well, like I'm doing today, and you can do it as well as with your girlfriend or alone, and you will always have enough space for your stuff.
It is now time to discuss in more detail this beautiful piece of art. First of all, it's a very beautiful car. This McLaren 720s has the most beautiful spec I've ever seen on a McLaren. The designers have done a great job at drawing the perfect lines all around the car. It is very difficult for me to find a line which does not fit. From the rear all the way to the front, every detail has been thought through to accommodate perfect airflow and aerodynamics. Usually, we see massive air vents on the side of the car, but here, everything has been merged into the body not to ruin the beautiful shape of the 720s. The Spider version of the 720s has not lost any of its elegance in being a supercar with the roof up or down. Despite being 40 kilograms heavier than the coupe, the Spider offers the same power output, but with a little more fresh air and excitement. The headlights have been restyled with a new gothic look, just as if you're back in your teenage punk period with a black liner around your eyes. All of this, of course, wrapped in some beautiful carbon fiber, as an option, of course. Speaking of carbon fiber, it is present in every corner of the car, whether it's inside, outside, or even on the brakes. In the interior, space has not been compromised and has been enhanced to welcome more luggage space, and the seats are one of the most comfortable supercar seats I've ever sat in. Different mode selection buttons are carefully positioned for you not to be lost when trying to switch between them. The access into the car is not as difficult anymore as in the past, where you had to climb using various gymnastic techniques. Overall, the McLaren 720s is a fabulous looking British supercar and a tasteful, intelligent design choice. But before considering this as a GT cruiser, I had to check what McLaren claims to be an additional storage.
I love the fact that McLaren actually thought about everyone and everything, and even if you're buying a Spider, there's an option not to compromise the space, and you'll have those little buttons here that you wouldn't normally realize that they exist, and it opens that. Look at it, and they thought that you can actually put stuff in here. Well, the only issue is we don't actually know how much stuff you're able to put in here. I mean, we can try with my phone, but in theory, you can put a lot of stuff. And I actually love it because that makes a little GT car, because you have space in the front, you have passenger space, and you can put more stuff here.
This brings me to the next point, practicality.
To approach the bump, we use our little lift system here, which actually works amazing. Not like in the 570s, where sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't want to work, and then you kind of have to deal with it. Well, here I'm very happy that the system works all the time. You also get this magnificent 360-degree camera. I'm not sure what other supercar comes with a 360-degree camera. I don't know one. And it's so amazing because you're obviously all the time so scared of, you know, bumping into something or hitting a curb or just, you know, everything around you. Well, here on this amazing touchscreen, you get the 360-degree view, and then on your main panel here, you get the rear HD camera, which basically just makes you all nice and calm about going into very small places. The main difference between this car and the 720s Coupe is that they have changed the monocoque structure, the monocoque carbon structure of this car. They had to redesign it and obviously make some more reinforcements here in the bottom, because in the 720s Coupe you have a big carbon bulk just going through here. That's why the doors open like that. Well, here you don't have that, clearly it's a Spider. Is it a compromise? I don't think so, because I have been driving this car for the whole day as I would drive a coupe or any other supercar, and believe me, I get all the traction I want, I get all the stability I want. Yes, okay, maybe we can get really picky on the track and we're gonna lose a few seconds. But when I'm just enjoying my drive and I'm enjoying the noise, the sea views and everything, I don't really care about that. And that's why I think the Spider is just such a better call than the coupe.
You should know that the 720S has a very important feature, and that is visibility. Unlike Aventadors and even less the SVJs, you can actually see what's behind, who's in your blind spot, and basically everywhere around you. There are many other aspects of improved practicality. The multimedia system, which actually works and doesn't decide to have a life of its own. An armrest to make the drive more comfortable, and a key new feature, which is a folding speedometer for whenever you decide to race. But this is where things get weird.
It's a bit inclined. It's on a degree where my head always goes a bit down to level it up, and you can't move it. It's pretty much fixed. So when you're looking at it, it's not really comfortable to look at the screen that's like that when your eyesight is here. And that thing is, I don't understand it. I do say that, yeah, I did get used to it sort of during the whole day. The first moment you sit in the car, you really sort of want to take it and move it a bit. And I would say that's like the only thing that's triggering me in this car. Once again, I have to use my little lift system. I push a button, it makes a noise, car goes up. And probably one of the main questions that you would ask me is this car worth the extra money than buying a 570S? Ooh, sliding. To be honest, if you're searching for this a little bit more everywhere and all the time, then definitely yes, because you just take a McLaren 570S, inject some steroids in it, and you get a 720S. Feel is pretty similar to the 570S, but it's just better. It's more accurate, it's more agile, it's way faster, it's more powerful, it's more loud, so it's more. It's based on the feeling of a 570S. It's just more exciting. Whether this is the car you should get, I'm not sure, because you have to be a very experienced driver and you need to really understand what you're doing here, because this car is no joke at all. You have to be serious, you have to be concentrated, and if in a 570S you can play with it like a little go-kart and you know that you have control, well, this thing is a bit larger, and therefore, for myself, personally, I'm a bit confused here. I'm not sure what choice I would make if I would be in front of that choice, but probably most likely I would be going down the 600LT road rather than going the 720S road. A crazy day have come to an end with this beautiful McLaren 720S Spider. And to conclude, I would like to say that it's a very powerful car, and unless you're very sure in yourself, in your skills, and that you really want to take all this power out on the road, buy it. If you are not committed 100% to this beastly machine, then maybe think about, a 570S or a 600LT. Overall, half of me wants to give away the car, half of me wants to keep it. But considering I'm actually searching for a new car, then I actually may have a little discussion with McLaren, and for today, I guess that's it.
But when it comes to her, you better keep it sealed. Don't you dare say